Chemical warfare in World War I. The birth of modern gas weapons, April 1915. A strange yellow-green cloud begins drifting across the battlefield near Ypres. At first, soldiers are confused. Then their eyes start burning. Their lungs fill with liquid. Men collapse, gasping for air that is no longer there. This was not smoke. This was not fog. This was the beginning of modern chemical warfare. During World War I, chemical weapons caused over 1.24 million non-fatal casualties and approximately 91,000 deaths, introducing a new kind of horror that attacked not bullets or bodies, but breath itself. Section 1. Tear gases. The first experiment chemical warfare did not begin with deadly gases. It began with irritation. In August 1914, French forces deployed tear gas grenades against German troops. These early agents included chemicals such as ethyl bromoacetate, chloroacetone, and X-Whale bromide. They were colorless to light yellow liquids with sharp, pungent odors, sometimes even described as fruity or aromatic. But their effects were immediate. These substances were lacrimatory agents, meaning they attack the body's most sensitive tissues, the eyes, mouth, throat, and lungs. Soldiers experienced uncontrollable tearing, violent coughing, breathing difficulty, temporary blindness, yet despite the chaos they caused, tear gases were not designed to kill. They were meant to disable. Most symptoms disappeared within about 30 minutes after leaving the contaminated area. Fatalities were essentially zero. But these early experiments proved something terrifying. Gas could control a battlefield. And more deadly chemicals were already being prepared. Section 2. Chlorine. The first mass killer. On April 22, 1915, at Ypres, Germany released something far more dangerous, chlorine gas. Chlorine is a yellow-green gas with a harsh, bleach-like odor. Soldiers described its smell as a strange mixture of pepper and pineapple. But its true danger was invisible. When inhaled, chlorine reacts with moisture inside the lungs, forming hydrochloric acid, essentially turning the victim's own respiratory system into a chemical burn site. Low exposure caused coughing, vomiting, and severe eye irritation. High exposure caused something far worse. The lungs filled with fluid. Breathing became impossible. Death followed quickly. In its first use at Ypres alone, chlorine gas killed over 1,100 soldiers. Troops had no protection. Many tried to survive by pressing urine-soaked cloths over their faces, one of the few methods that offered limited defense. Later, gas masks would reduce chlorine's effectiveness. But by then, the age of chemical warfare had truly begun. Skull and Crossbones Section 3. Phosgene, the silent killer. If chlorine was terrifying, phosgene was worse. Because phosgene did not announce itself. It is a colorless gas with a faint odor, often compared to freshly cut hay or grass. Many soldiers did not even realize they had been exposed. Another related compound, diphosgene, appeared as a colorless oily liquid but released the same deadly vapor. Instead of immediate choking, phosgene attacked deep within the lungs, reacting with proteins inside the alveoli, the tiny air sacs responsible for oxygen exchange. Initial symptoms seemed mild, slight coughing, minor throat irritation, watery eyes. Then victims would return to duty, believing they were safe. Up to 48 hours later, fluid would begin flooding the lungs. Victims essentially drowned from the inside. Phosgene and diphosgene accounted for an estimated 85% of all gas-related deaths in World War I, making them the deadliest chemical agents of the conflict. Germany first used phosgene at Ypres in December 1915, delivering it inside artillery shells that spread the gas over large areas. Fire Section 4. Mustard gas. The weapon of suffering. In 1917, a new chemical weapon appeared, one designed not just to kill, but to incapacitate entire armies. Mustard gas. Chemically known as BIS, 2-chloroethyl sulfide, this substance was usually deployed in an impure form, giving it a yellow-brown color and a smell reminiscent of garlic or horseradish. Unlike previous gases, mustard gas attacked the body externally as well as internally. It was a powerful vesicant, a blistering agent. Contact with skin caused severe chemical burns and large fluid-filled blisters. Eyes became inflamed or permanently damaged. Inhalation destroyed the respiratory tract. Even worse, mustard gas penetrated clothing, contaminating trenches, equipment, and soil for long periods. At the molecular level, it formed reactive intermediates that damaged DNA, leading to cell death. Victims rarely died immediately. Instead, they suffered. Despite a relatively low mortality rate, around 2 to 3%, mustard gas created massive numbers of casualties who required extensive medical care. Entire divisions could be rendered combat ineffective without a single shot fired. Germany first used mustard gas on July 12, 1917, again at Ypres, a place that had already witnessed the horrors of chlorine and phosgene. Scales Conclusion. A new kind of war. World War I transformed chemical compounds into weapons of mass suffering. From tear gases that blinded, to chlorine that burned the lungs, to phosgene that killed silently. to mustard gas that scarred bodies and battlefields alike. These agents introduced a terrifying idea. War no longer required direct violence. The air itself could become the enemy. The legacy of these weapons led to international bans and treaties, yet their existence continues to shape military strategy even today. Chemical warfare changed the rules of combat forever, because once humanity learned how to weaponize chemistry, there was no going back.